Hey there, Anna here from Mask Addict, and today I've got not one, but 2 months worth of empties for you. And as usual, I have them all in my trusty Sephora bag, so it's all in here. So I can't wait to share with you everything I've finished in April and May, and let's get started. Before we get started, I did take a look, and there are over 20 products that I have emptied in April and May. So get a snack, get comfortable, because it's going to be a long one. And as usual, I will be referencing my skincare spreadsheet. I've got my iPad here, and I just use Google Sheets. You can use Excel or whatever's comfortable for you. And so what I have is just the product, the price, when I bought it, when I started using it, when I opened it, and when I finished it. And then that way I know how long something has lasted. So I'm gonna try and keep this in the order of how I would use these products. So we'll start with cleansing first. So this is the Hada Labo cleansing oil. And if you watched my nighttime skincare routine, you would have seen this in action. This was quite affordable. It was $12.99. It lasted 5 months with once nightly use. And it did a great job at removing all my makeup, the sunscreen, what have you. And what I like about this, aside from it being very affordable, is it also never made my eyes blurry as some oil cleansers or balm cleansers tend to do. So this is definitely a winner. I would wholeheartedly recommend this. Again, you can buy this. I bought this for $13 from the site called Juniperi. They're based in Nevada, which is just the state over from me, so worked out perfectly for me. Next is the CosRx Low pH First Cleansing Milk Gel. And this is a pretty new product from CosRx. This is as described, a milk gel. I use this as a morning cleanser because it was so gentle. I tried using this as a makeup remover or a first cleanse at night, and I found it didn't do a great job in breaking down my waterproof eye makeup or even just breaking down any foundation or concealer. So I kind of just use this in the mornings, and you just rub it on dry skin like you would with an oil or balm cleanser and rinse off. It does have a bergamot scent. If you're familiar with like Earl Grey tea, it has like a citrusy sort of scent. So let me check how long this lasted. This lasted about 4 months, and this was $14. I forget where I bought this, but you can probably find it wherever you buy CosRx. I finished up another cleanser. This is the Shiro Science Gentle Milky Gel Cleanser. If you watched my nighttime skincare routine, I also used this so you can see it in action. It is a low pH and non-foaming or very low foam cleanser. It's fine, it gets the job done. Nothing special, but nothing bad either. What I will do is I'll keep this bottle because it's got this flip top container. So I might just put other cleansers in here if I need to travel. So that's always a thing I like to do, is keep useful bottles around. Next would be toners. First is the Crave Beauty Hallelujah glycolic acid treatment toner. I did not use this every day, and this lasted me over a year. I ended up using this on my chest because I do suffer from chest acne, so this helped in keeping that at bay. But I do use Differin on a regular basis on my face, so adding on an acid product doesn't make sense every single day or even too many times a week. Like, I probably use this once or twice a week just to kind of unglue any gunk. on my skin. But anyway, this was a great acid toner, very gentle. If you like the Pixie Glow Tonic, which I did, that did a good job, but I really didn't like their strong fragrance. This doesn't have a fragrance, or at least, yeah, no, it maybe smells like any other acid product, but doesn't have a strong fragrance like the Pixie does, and quite gentle. If you're not using any actives, I would say you could probably use this more frequently than me. This recommends 2 to 3 times a week. I used it maybe 1 to 2 times a week, maybe more on my chest to get the congestion out of the way. But I thought this was a fine option. A toner that I finished up is this Origins Soothing Treatment Lotion. And this is a very popular toner. And honestly, I really couldn't tell you if this made a difference in my skin. Maybe because this is a travel size. This is 3.4 ounces. And it lasted 2 months with day and night use. But I mean, I don't feel like my skin misses it after I've finished it, and I didn't really notice a big difference. Do know this is very popular, so it could just be me, and I am glad they do have, you know, a smaller size so you can try it out without committing to a big full-size product. Let's talk about serums next. I finished up this Manufactory Bifida Lacto Complex. This is a very watery serum, and I used this for 6.5 months. So this bottle lasts quite a while. I think the Bifida yada yada, I'll spell it out down below. I think that's also this main or star ingredient in the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair, if I'm not mistaken. So, and you can kind of see the bottle has a very similar resemblance with the amber colored bottle. But you know, this product was fine. I felt like it hydrated and smoothed my skin, but I feel like a lot of products do that. So this was nothing too special to me. I can really tell if something works for me is, you know, after I'm done with it, and if my skin changes, or say I feel like I miss it. I didn't miss this, so that's fine though. I got it on sale. Something that I have already repurchased is this. This is the Ordinary Buffet Plus Copper Peptides 1%. And this lasted 4.5 months, and I used like a tiny, just, you know, a little dime-sized amount every single night. And what I find with copper peptides is it is good for skin health. And so what I've noticed when using products with copper peptides in it is that my pimples heal a lot faster. So the pimples will still occur, but when I pop them and put a pimple patch, they tend to heal up a lot faster than when I'm not using this and going through that same routine of slapping a pimple patch on it and waiting for it to like really heal and diminish and go away. And I have another product that has been great with lightening the dark spots that pimples can leave behind, but this is just kind of speeding up that healing process, not necessarily the fading of marks or anything. And this, since it's the Ordinary, this was $30, $29, so I was happy to repurchase this. The last serum I finished is this Blythe Pressed Serum. This is the Tundra Chaga variant, and Tundra Chaga is a type of mushroom, I believe. And this is really nice at nourishing, moisturizing, and like the name suggests, it's not like a watery or gel-like serum. It's pressed, so it's almost like a cream, but it's very light. It doesn't feel suffocating at all. I think if you have more oily skin or in the summer months, you can get away with this as a moisturizer even. The bad side about this is I went through this pretty quickly. This only lasted about 3 months for me. What I find, I think because it's a jar packaging, I would just scoop, and sometimes I would scoop more, sometimes I would scoop less. So it's difficult to be precise in measuring out, the same amount every time you use it. But that's okay. This was a joy to use. I really love the texture. Again, very moisturizing. If I find this on sale at some point, I will definitely rebuy this. Let's talk about moisturizers. First is this Cosrx Balancium Comfort Ceramide Cream. And as I use tube products, I like to crimp them and use like a binder clip and just to squeeze out every last product. So that's why you see this accordion fold. And if you've used the CeraVe lotion in the tub, this is a little like that. It's got that thick, balmy sort of texture, great as your last step in your skincare routine, great in the winter time to seal in all the hydrating products that you've layered on before. And this lasted 9.5 months, so I was pretty pleased with that, and I would definitely repurchase this. Another cream I would definitely repurchase is this Peach Slices Starlit Glow Highlighting Moisturizer, and I tried to squeeze the hell out of this to get every last drop. This is definitely good to use for the daytime because there is some shimmers in this, and it gives a nice opalescent glow. And I do use this in my AM skincare routine video that I just posted recently, so go check that out. But when I say it's highlighting, you're not covering your whole face in, a blinding highlight or anything like that. It's very subtle. I apply it on my whole face, and then I apply sunscreen on top of it, and you really wouldn't be able to tell that my entire face was, shimmery. The tops of my cheeks would kind of catch the light and have this nice glow. So nothing outrageous or anything like that. I think it's good for days where you want to look a little, dewier, glowier without the hassle of putting on makeup. So I do like this a lot. Peach Slices is a drugstore brand. You can find it at CVS. This retails for $12, and CVS, you've always got coupons and deals, so extra bucks. So I'm definitely going to repurchase this, especially if I find it on sale. Next are sunscreens. This is one by Anessa. It's got a long name. Anessa Perfect UV Sunscreen Skincare Milk. This is SPF 50 and PA 4+. And this is 60 milliliters and lasted 2 months. And in my AM skincare routine video, I do show how I use it. I would apply a whole finger full of sunscreen on one cheek and repeat that on this cheek and my forehead and a little bit off for my chin, and then a whole 1 or 2 stripes for my neck and the back of my neck too. So I was quite generous with this, and which you should be for sunscreen. To see a 60 milliliter sunscreen last longer than 3 months, then I kind of worry that I'm not using enough every day. So this was great. This is definitely a very long wearing sunscreen. I definitely had to use a oil cleanser to get it all off, which is great because if you're spending a lot of time outdoors or if you're sweating, this will stay on. A sample that I finished up is this Dr. Jart Cicapair Tiger Grass Color Correcting Treatment. And this does have, this is SPF 30. And if you haven't seen this at Sephora, this has a green tinge to it. But once you apply it, it kind of turns into like a skin color and is supposed to color correct because the green or the skin tone color is supposed to counteract any redness. So I kind of used a small dab of this and applied it just around the center of my face, because I tend to get red around the nose, the chin, but you know, the outside of my face, I don't really need color correcting. So I kind of just concentrated around here and then kind of diffused it out. I did not use this as my main sunscreen because I was just focusing on the middle of my face. So this is a good supplement on top of my sunscreen. This is quite expensive for a full size, but I've seen on Yes Style that they do go on sale and are much, much, much cheaper than what you'd find at Sephora. So I might consider getting this again. I don't like the jar packaging. I would have rather a tube packaging, just because I feel like since it's tinted, then I'm like dipping my finger in. It's just kind of messy. So that's the one thing that I don't enjoy about this. But other than that, I think this is a fine product, especially if you're looking to go makeup or foundation free and you just need a little bit of color correction. Here's a sleeping mask that I finished. This is the Belif Aqua Balm sleeping mask, and I really like this. If you like Belif products, I think you should give this a try. This had a really interesting texture. Why am I opening it? There's nothing to show you other than an empty jar. This had the kind of texture where you would scoop into it and you would indent the product, right? But then the next day when you open it back up, the surface of the product is completely smooth. So it's like a memory foam or something like that. And I guess the concept is that once you spread this all over your face, it's supposed to be then one layer. I don't know how much of that is actually true or happens in practice, but it's kind of a nice thought that this is, you know, covering your whole face. So this is a gel sleeping mask, so it's very light. It has this very similar to other Belif products, very light and fresh scent. So I think this would be perfect in the summertime because it has the nice cooling effect, and it did keep my skin hydrated all night long. Let's talk about more masks that I finished, and these are some wash off masks that I recently finished. This is the Isntree Real Rose Calming Mask. I swear this is a dupe for the much more expensive Fresh Rose mask. It honestly, it feels the same, it looks the same, it has very similar results, very hydrating, even a little brightening. I would rinse this off and my skin just looked really glowy. And this is a fraction of the price. This was, I think, around $20, and I've already repurchased it. I have a backup of this, so this was awesome. The other mask I finished is by I Do Care, and this is the Ginger Aid Clay Mask. And there might be some left in here, and you can kind of see the texture. This is a clay mask, and it has big chunks of, I believe, kiwi seeds in here. And I didn't really like that because they were large enough that they kind of just got everywhere and didn't really exfoliate. They just kind of got in the way. I did like the clay mask component of it. I thought it, I did a good job at, sucking any excess oil or sebum out without, drying out my skin. But I didn't enjoy the big kiwi seed chunks in there. Here's a product that I can't stop raving about, talking to anyone who will listen. This is the Peace Out Dark Spots, and this is unlike other pimple patches that you might be familiar with, that just you slap on a pimple and it draws out all the gunk and has that little satisfying white dot in the middle of it when you peel it off the next day. Anyway, this is a micro needling patch. So the patch itself has these tiny little needles that are made of skin beneficial ingredients. So this has tranexamic acid and licorice root extract, amongst other things. I'm sure I'm forgetting some. And it targets dark spots. So I'm gonna link in the description box a before and after post that I posted on Instagram. I used it on a dark spot on my chin, and you're supposed to use 4 total, so 2 on the first week and then 2 on a second week. And the difference between the dark spot that I had here was just night and day. I couldn't believe it. And I'm definitely a believer now. So the box comes with 2 of these packets, and then each packet has 6 dots in it. So I used up 6. I will definitely repurchase once I finish those other dots. I do get when pimples occur and then they go away quite quickly because I am using this. The dark spots just stick around for a long time, and this really helps in speeding it up. I can't really afford to use this on every single dark spot I get, but if you have one that is large or you just want to get rid of right away because you have a special occasion or whatever, I would definitely give this a try. All right, we have to celebrate here. I finished 3 lip balms. These 2 are kind of my daily stick it in my pocket when I run out the door lip balms. I've got a million of these lying around everywhere. So it's kind of a miracle that I even get to have these as empties, because I tend to lose them. They'll either fall out of my pocket or, out of my bag, or what. Life happens. So I'm really proud that I'm able to show you that I finished 2 of these lip balms. And then this is the Nuxe Rêve de Miel lip balm. This is so old, I'm embarrassed to tell you. I went to Paris for the very first time in 2012. This is when I bought this. I didn't open this until years later, but this is so old, you guys, so old. So yeah, please don't kill me. I do have like a tiny bit left, but it's gotten like old and I can barely get anything out of it. So happy to get rid of this. Would I repurchase this? Probably not. Although I know that they have a newer formulation maybe. I mean, it's a fine lip balm, but I prefer Burt's Bees. This is easy to find, and inexpensive, so I'd rather just get this. All right, you've made it to the end. Just a few more products. This is the Cocoa Floss Pure Peppermint Floss. This was a holiday scent from last year or the year before. Since it was a holiday scent, they discontinued it and marked it down, so I bought like a bajillion. This is a very bougie, expensive floss, but it gets the job done. It never shreds, and you can see the stuff coming out of between your teeth. So I continue buying this. I buy this for both me and my husband, so we both use this, and it's great. Whatever it takes to get flossing, right? Speaking of my husband, this is another empty of the Mint Do All Wash, and my husband just has this in his shower, or in our shower. He uses this as his face wash, his shampoo, and his body wash. And you know what? For this, like, I'm okay with it. This is low pH, and he's never complained about this making his skin dry or anything like that. It has a very gender neutral scent. It has a very citrusy grapefruit scent, which I like. So no complaints here. If you see my Instagram stories, I stocked up on these because once I realized that my husband liked this so much, I just bought a ton. So he probably has like 10 backups, and he goes through these bottles pretty quickly since he is using it for his whole body in the shower. So this will not be the last time you see this in an Empties video. Last empty is this Dove Sensitive Skin Body Wash, and You know, I don't think I need to go get fancy body washes. This does the job. It's very gentle. Like it says, it's sulfate free. And I'm on my second bottle of this now, and I definitely notice a difference with my body skin. I don't take care of it like I should compared to my face, but I have noticed that my body, my arms, my legs, even my elbows feel a whole lot softer. And the only thing I've changed is this, so I think it's doing a good job. And since it's from the drugstore, they're always on sale. You can find them like buy one get one free or buy one get one 50% off. So I just keep buying these. So yeah. All right, thank you for sticking with me through all 20 something empties I had from the last 2 months. I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you have any specific questions about any of the products that I've mentioned, leave them in the comments below. But for now, thank you again, and I will see you next time. Bye.